Armored Core Law. Arisawa Heavy Industries, the only corporation whose active president is also an Armored Core pilot. This is Arisawa Heavy Industries. History. In truth, little is known about this corporation and its history. The only information we have at the moment is that this corporation owned Japan, which is perhaps a little too far-fetched, as at the time GAC also held a large claim in Japan due to its sheer size and numbers. It is a matter that can be debated, however, as all the research points to the corporation being most active in the Pacific Rim, which we must remember that GAC also acted here, along with other corporations, making it more likely that Arisawa Heavy Industries may have held a region of Japan as their headquarters. Taking this into mind, then, with their specialization in heavy parts, they either managed to make GE weary enough to keep them on good terms, or simply they were beneficial enough to the large corporation, so they simply let them be and used them. Allies in war effort, or simply useful GA? The reason may never be clear, but we can speculate is that since GA did not try to destroy this corporation, or even buy stocks in it, that Arisawa clearly held some power that GA respected. Still, moving on from speculation, at the time of Armored Core 4 and Verance, the current president of Arisawa is a man named Takafumi Arisawa, the 43rd president of the company, a man who sees his enemies as inferior and has a great pride in his necks made of his corporation parts. But what is more important here is the fact he is the only president to be named, providing insight into how these corporations work, much like our own, all except that other presidents of corporations seem to hide in the shadows, unlike Takafumi. This is mostly due to him being known for being a superior lynx, making him the first company president to also see combat. Yet we should not bypass the fact about this man being the 43rd president of the corporation, as this clearly shows that before the events of Armored Core 4 or Foranza, these corporations have a history that is lost to time, their humble beginnings. Perhaps we shall find this out one day. Products. Arisawa Heavy Industries is an explosive and heavy armor specialized corporation with a long tradition in the economic hub of the Pacific Rim. Again, we can point to Takafumi being the 43rd president to prove this point. But they also built military vehicles, perhaps painting for us what they did before Next became their focus. It now manufactures a range of Nexts that are tank variants of GA's Sunshine line. As such, they are slow, heavily armored, have poor energy defense, and lack good primal armor level for their type. Some of these include the Kiritumi H head part, the Kiritumi tank leg, and the Raiden tank leg. Arisawa also controlled the prominent share of the grenade-type weapons sector for Nex. As such, they produce weapons such as the Sakayunemi, a grenade launcher with a wide blast radius for area attacks, the Wadu, a powered-up grenade launcher for taking out packs of foes, the Nukaberi, a wrist grenade launcher, the Ogami, an arms-fort artillery piece converted for usage on the Next, and the Raiden AW, a weapons arms that fire grenades. But this is not all they produced, as they also made two stabilizers, the Raiden HT-S1 stabilizer and the Raiden HT-S2 stabilizer. Next employed. A short list, but one that has opened the history book with their actions. We start with Takafumi Arisawa, pilot of Raiden, alive but whereabouts unknown. Warcry, pilot of Koruku Makaru, alive but whereabouts unknown. A rather short profile of this company, but also one very important one, providing a number of factors from insights into the insides of the corporations and showing that before they became these feared overlords, that they too began as simple businesses that grew to become the saviors or monsters of this dying world. Here ends the report on the corporation known as Arisawa Heavy Industries.